Hi there, I want to invite you to pause for a moment, just for a moment, and ask yourself this. Why is it that I've tried so hard, taken my meds regularly, watched what I eat, avoided all the triggers, and yet my acid reflux just keeps coming back? I've heard that question more times than I can count, and maybe you've asked it too. One patient once told me, "Doc, I've been on acid reducers for almost a year. They work while I'm taking them, but a few days after stopping, bam, heartburn, bitter taste, and bloating are all back." Another person said, "I'm really strict with my diet. No coffee, no spicy food, no citrus. But whenever I get stressed, my stomach clenches, my throat tightens, and I can't sleep." Does that sound familiar? If it does, I want you to know you're not alone. And more importantly, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because there are some very common mistakes that people, just like you, fall into when treating GERD. Mistakes that no one really warns us about. You see, GERD isn't just a stomach issue. It's a sign that something in your body is out of balance. It's not just about food or acid. It's also about your sleep, your stress levels, your daily rhythm, even deeper things like your nervous system, your gut health, and your immune response. I've worked with patients over 50 for nearly 30 years. I've seen some recover fully in a matter of months after adjusting their lifestyle, and others who've struggled for a decade, on and off medications, but still can't get a good night's sleep. The difference isn't luck, it's understanding, and treating the root, not just the symptom. So today I invite you to sit with me as if we're family. We'll walk through the 5 most common mistakes people make in treating GERD, and we'll look for better, gentler, smarter ways to truly heal from the inside out. No more pushing, no more relying on pills alone, just understanding, and one small right step at a time. Are you ready? Mistake number 1, relying on acid-reducing medications without changing your lifestyle. I once had a patient named John. He was around 63. At our first appointment, he told me, "I've been on acid reducers for nearly 2 years now. They work, no doubt about it. But every time I stop taking them, the reflux comes back, even worse than before." I looked at him and gently asked, "In those 2 years, did you change anything in how you live? Like your meals, your sleep, how you handle stress?" He paused, looked down, then said quietly, "Not really." And John's story isn't unusual. I see this almost every week, sometimes every day. So many people believe that GERD can be managed just with medications. They trust PPIs and antacids like they're life rafts. And to be fair, they do help in the short term. They calm the fire, they ease the burn, they let you sleep. But here's what I need you to hear. Medication only treats the surface. It soothes the symptoms, but it doesn't teach your body how to heal. No pill can make you chew slower. No antacid can quiet your nervous system before bed. And no prescription can fix your habits for you. I want you to imagine your body like a garden. Taking acid reducers is like watering a wilting plant. It helps for a while. But if the soil is poor, the roots are rotting, and the sun is too harsh, no amount of water will keep that garden alive. Medications can help, but healing comes from the environment you create. And there's something else I need to say, even if it's uncomfortable. Long-term use of PPIs isn't without risks. Research shows it can lead to deficiencies in B12, magnesium, and calcium, contributing to bone loss, fatigue, and muscle weakness. Some studies even link it to kidney issues, gut imbalances, and in rare cases, stomach cancer. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because I care. Medications can be life-changing, but they're not meant to be the only strategy. They're one tool, not the whole toolbox. So if you've been leaning on meds every day and not much else has changed, then as someone who's walked alongside hundreds of people just like you, let me gently encourage you to begin. Just a little. Lose a few pounds if you're carrying extra. Stop eating late or overly large meals. Cut down on alcohol and quit smoking. Take slow walks after dinner. Eat more mindfully. Chew, pause, breathe. No one expects you to do it all at once. But start with one dinner, one choice, one evening without screens before bed. Because here's what I know to be true. Your body knows how to heal. It just needs your permission and a little space to do the work. And when you give it that, you may find you don't need the meds forever after all. Mistake number 2, stopping meds too soon, or taking them inconsistently. There's something I've seen over and over through the years, and if you've done it, I want to tell you right now, you're not alone. A lot of people with reflux start on meds, feel better after a week or two, and think, great, I'm fixed. So they stop. Maybe you've done that too. I understand, I really do. Nobody wants to rely on pills. Every time we look at that prescription bottle, we're reminded that we're a patient. And we tell ourselves, if I feel better, why keep going? I used to think the same. But here's the truth. When you stop PPIs suddenly, your stomach may actually produce even more acid than before. Doctors call this acid rebound. Your digestive system goes from suppressed to supercharged, and the result is often worse reflux than when you started. I had a patient in her 60s tell me, I thought I was fine, so I quit cold turkey. 3 nights later, I couldn't sleep at all. The reflux hit harder than ever, like a slap in the face. And it's not just stopping meds too soon. Many people also take them inconsistently. They forget a dose, they skip a few days, or they stop at the first sign of improvement. One large study found that only half of GERD patients follow through with their full 4-week treatment plan. The rest stop early or take them sporadically. But healing doesn't work that way. It's like planting a tree. You can't water it twice and expect fruit. The lining of your esophagus needs time to heal. Your stomach needs consistency to stabilize. So what should you do? I'm not saying you should stay on meds forever, but I am saying partner with your doctor. If you feel better, don't stop cold. Ask about tapering off slowly, or switching to lighter medications, or combining meds with lifestyle shifts like breathing exercises, posture therapy, and diet changes. Because healing GERD isn't a finish line, it's a journey. And the best thing you can do is walk side by side with your body, listen to it, and don't rush the process. Remember, real strength is not quitting meds too early. It's knowing when to stay and when to ease off with care. Mistake number 3, ignoring stress and sleep, the brain-gut connection. Let me ask you something. Have you ever eaten the exact same meal 2 days in a row, but one night you slept fine, and the next night you were up with reflux? I asked an older patient of mine that once. He thought for a moment, then said, well, I did argue with my son that afternoon. Felt tight in the chest after that. My friend, that's not a coincidence. And science agrees. Today, we know more than ever about the powerful connection between your brain and gut. When you're under stress or not sleeping well, your body pumps out cortisol, your stress hormone. Cortisol increases acid production, slows digestion, and loosens the valve between your stomach and esophagus. So you could eat all the right foods, no coffee, no soda, nothing spicy. But if your nervous system is tense, if you're anxious or running on empty, your stomach will feel it and speak up. Reflux isn't just about the food. It's about what's going on beneath the surface. Sometimes your gut is simply echoing what your heart hasn't said out loud. I once had a retired teacher tell me, whenever there's tension at home, I can't eat. Even the smell of food turns my stomach. And I believe many of you have felt that in your own way. If you pay attention, you'll notice. On nights you sleep well, your digestion is calmer. But after a restless night or a stressful day, the heartburn creeps in. So this mistake isn't about forgetting a pill. It's about forgetting to soothe your nervous system, to care for the anxious thoughts, the sleepless nights, the quiet burdens you carry. So what's the fix? Start small. Just 15-30 minutes of slow breathing, gentle stretching, or calming music each day. A quiet walk, watching clouds pass with no agenda. A warm shower followed by dim lights and zero screens. As for sleep, remember, sleep is when your body repairs itself. You don't need to sleep a lot, but you do need to sleep well. Same time each night, no meals too late. Prop your head up a bit. Try sleeping on your left side. Turn off the TV, put your phone away, and let your mind soften. I often tell my patients, treating GERD isn't just about the stomach. It's about tending to the parts of you that quietly clench up inside. You deserve to rest. You deserve to live with less tension, body and soul. And when you take care of your sleep and your spirit, your stomach will thank you for it. Mistake number 4, treating the symptoms, not the root cause. I want you to picture this. You're in your kitchen. There's a fire flaring up on the stove. You grab a towel, throw water on it, and for a moment the flames die down. You breathe. But then minutes later, the fire's back, hotter, stronger. Because the gas leak underneath, it's still going. The real danger never got addressed. This is exactly what happens when we only treat GERD symptoms. You take a PPI, you pop an antacid, you feel better for a while. But the heartburn comes back, the bitter taste, the sleepless nights, and you wonder, why is this happening again? Because what's been treated is only the surface. I once asked a man in his 60s, have you ever been tested for H. pylori? He said no. I asked, do you have a hiatal hernia or long-term digestive issues? He blinked, paused, and said, no one ever brought those up. They just gave me pills. It breaks my heart, but I've seen this pattern again and again. You're told to fight acid, but no one asked why your body is overproducing acid in the first place. You're given medication, but no one looks at the whole system. From a functional medicine perspective, GERD isn't just a digestive problem. It's often the result of multiple systems falling out of balance. Gut bacteria out of whack, chronic inflammation, a nervous system on edge, a weakened immune response, even too little stomach acid in some older adults, not too much. That last one surprises many people. Yes, low stomach acid can cause reflux too. When food isn't broken down properly, it sits in your stomach too long, ferments, builds gas, and pushes acid upward. Same burning, same discomfort, but for a very different reason. I remember a retired teacher who had been on PPIs for 5 years. Her reflux never fully went away. But once we shifted her diet, treated her H. pylori, and supported her microbiome with natural probiotics, within 6 months, she was sleeping through the night without meds. She told me, I thought this was something I'd live with forever. Turns out, I was just treating the wrong thing. So let me ask you, what if your body isn't broken? It's just been asking you to listen deeper. Maybe your gut is inflamed. Maybe your bacterial balance is off. Maybe you're feeding the wrong microbes with sugar, processed foods, and chemical additives. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight, but you can begin by getting tested for H. pylori, eating more leafy greens and fiber, adding fermented foods and probiotics, cutting back on sugar, fried foods, and alcohol, supporting your gut because 70% of your immune system lives there. When your gut is strong, your stomach calms down. When you treat the cause, symptoms don't just fade, they disappear. You deserve more than short-term relief. You deserve real healing, and that means looking deeper. Mistake number 5, giving up too soon, losing faith in the process. Let me ask you one more personal question. Have you ever felt so tired of trying that you just wanted to give up? I have, and so have many of my patients, especially when they've tried everything. Western meds, natural remedies, herbal teas, Pinterest hacks, supplements from friends, and still the reflux stays. The throat stays sore, the sleep stays broken, and the mind starts whispering, maybe this is just how I'll live now. Maybe it's my age. Maybe I'm just stuck. But here's the truth no one talks about enough. Giving up too early is one of the biggest reasons people don't heal, because just when your body is beginning to shift, you stop. You change course. You decide, this doesn't work, when really you just needed a little more time. You wouldn't plant a seed, water it twice, and expect it to bloom. The same is true with your gut. Your esophagus and stomach need time to repair. Weeks, sometimes months. I had a gentleman in his 70s tell me, it took almost 2 months before I noticed any real change. But once I did, it stuck. That small bit of progress gave me hope to keep going. I love what he said. It gave me hope to keep going. Not because he was instantly cured, but because he finally saw momentum. So instead of asking, will this work quickly? Ask yourself, am I giving my body enough time to do what it's made to do? Here's a tip I share with every patient. Track your journey. Write down what you eat, how you sleep, how you feel each day. Even just one line, less bloated today. Slept better last night. After a week or two, you'll start to see something incredible. Progress. Not a miracle cure, but proof that your body is moving in the right direction. And if you have someone to share the journey with, a friend, a community, a doctor who listens, it becomes a little less lonely. Because healing isn't about trying harder. It's about staying long enough and showing up consistently with love. Your body is not your enemy. It's your partner in this life. And it has an incredible ability to heal if you give it a chance. You see, healing from acid reflux isn't just about pills or strict food lists or do's and don'ts. It's a journey of learning to listen a little more closely to your body, to reflect a little more honestly on how you live, and to move forward gently, step by step, with more understanding and more patience. I truly believe this. Every one of us has the ability to heal as long as we stop giving up on ourselves and start walking in the right direction. If you've made any of the mistakes I shared today, please don't be hard on yourself. We all learn by doing. We all grow by adjusting. And today can be your new beginning. In the next video, I'll be sharing with you something very practical. How to sleep in a way that reduces nighttime reflux. Simple adjustments that can help you rest easier and wake up without the burn. I hope you'll continue this journey with me, not because I have all the answers, but because I truly believe that you deserve to live without the constant worry of heartburn and sleepless nights. You deserve a life that feels light, healthy, and truly yours. Thank you for spending your time with me. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone who needs it. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss the next episode. There's so much more we can explore and heal together. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, may you keep walking with strength, with hope, and with a peaceful heart.